Welcome to Sate coaching classes once again. We are from Jalna branch. The symbol of success, Sate coaching classes avails the better education facility at the local level, and it is we are from Jalna branch. So today we are going to deal with a grammatical topic which one we have seen earlier. It is about the tenses. So be ready. Let's move towards our today's topic. It is the tense and its auxiliary verbs. Before going to the lecture, let me revise this once again. Tense is nothing but a time sense. Whatever related to the time, it is the tense, and we can identify those tenses and its subtypes by looking at helping verbs in it. So today, future tense, its subtypes. So simple future, then continuous, it is also called progressive future, and third one perfect future tense, and fourth one is perfect continuous future tense. So as you know that in earlier lectures we had made the columns like this, in which here helping verbs or auxiliary verbs for identification of tenses we are seeing. Helping verbs, and generally in simple future tense it comes shall, will, verbs first form, and in as well as in continuous future there will be shall be, will be. As the word continuous comes, verb plus ing means we are putting ing to the verb forms. Similarly in perfect future there is shall have, will have, and verbs third form. It is what we are talking about, the perfect future. The fourth one subtype we are dealing with, it is perfect continuous future tense, in which it occurs shall be, it occurs shall have been, will have been, and once again as is progressive, verb plus ing form. So these are helping verbs which help us to identify the tense form of the sentence here. Sometimes it becomes hard to identify actual hidden helping verb there. So with the certain examples we can get it clear what are the subtypes and how those are hidden inside that. In previous lecture we have gone through the present tense, in which that do, does, its differentiation, then am, is, are, have, has, how those are differed. Fourth one was have been, has been, and today the identification of such type of the subtypes we will see of the past tense now. Past tense, as for your convenience we are here to continue one sentence that yesterday we have seen, I water. So in which simple past, as you know it well, that there comes did, verb's second form. So like that it will be, I watered the plants. And what changes are here? Verb's second form has been used here, and to know that how did is hidden, one trick I gave you, that is to make it negative or to make it a question. So likewise negative will be like this, I, as it is verb's second form, did not water the plants. And what changes you have to keep into mind, that whensoever we are making it negative, we have taken this did as the common here. So avoid once again to add here again. It will be total mistake if you are doing so. So be careful, because did here itself tells us the tense as it is in the simple past tense. So here the negative will be like this, I did not water the plants. So it is all about the simple present tense, its identification of the auxiliary verb in it. Let's move towards the continuous past. Continuous past, as you know that it is also called progressive tense, in which ing form to the verbs we are using. Continuous past, auxiliary verbs we have already seen, those were, was, were, and verbs ing form. So let us clear the idea about its implication into the sentences, how those are implied. Actually, I was watering the plants. So in this type of the sentences, we are dealing with an action which one was going on in the past, when the actual action, it was not already completed, it was going on. That's why we say that I was watering the plant. And the use of were here, it's nothing but was is used for singular use, as well as the where is there for the pronouns, those are the plural in the sense. Here is another one example for the plural. For example, we have to say that they were watering the plants. So this is the right way to differentiate between was, when, were. When so your plural form of the pronoun is used, we have to use the were there, and continuous past we can just easily identify it. Third one is perfect past, in which we simply use the had and verb's third form. This is perfect past. So here is had and verb's third form. So how will be the sentences? Those are formed using this had. I had watered, as it is perfect, verb's third form we are using. I had watered the plants. This is what in perfect past, it doesn't mind whether pronouns are singular or plural. Simply we are putting the had and verbs third form. Likewise, we can say that the action which one in the past had already completed. So here the action in the past was already completed. I had watered the plant. The next one is perfect continuous past. Perfect continuous past. In perfect continuous past, there comes perfect continuous past. As the word continuous is here, had been and verbs ing form we are there to use. Our example, I had been watering the plants. So it is the right way of using that had been, and we are simply putting the suffix here ing for the verb forms. It will be I had been watering the plants. So it is the simple way to learn these keywords. Those are the keywords for the identification of the tense types, sentences and their tense types. Now, using this method, we will practice few more examples here. So the first one in present tense, we have seen that in simple present there comes do or does. So it's used in the sentences, and more practice whatever we are needed, that one today we are going to see here. Let us change the sentence now, as it was one sentence we have carried forward. So another one we can take, I write a letter. So here I is the subject, writing is the action process, as well as it is the object here. So this write verb's first form, we know that first form of the verb has been observed there in simple present. So I write a letter. In this way, verb's first form we got it, and we make it negative now. I do not write a letter. So using this method, we can make questions too. Both the types of the questions we can make here, one negative question as well as affirmative question we can also make. For example, this auxiliary verb, helping verb we have taken is in the beginning as the common do. What will remain? I not write a letter, question mark. Or similarly you can say like this, don't I write a letter. So means, so this is what we have made negative. The positive one, do I write a letter? Do I write a letter. In this way affirmative question also we can just make using this simple method of identification of auxiliary verbs in it. Now I, as I told you, it's a first person singular. I is first person singular, as it is I, the speaker. I am speaking with someone else. He is a listener. That listener can be one in the sense that you is the second person here, and that we are talking about the third party. He might be any one person, he, she, it, or any person's name also we can take it consider here. So it is what I say, that I is the first person singular, as I am the speaker here. I am speaking with someone else. The speaker is the first person singular, but most of the time speakers can be more people at a time can just, while they are dealing with someone else, those are talking with someone else, at that time we say that more than one, it's become plural, and that first person plural is we. We is first person plural. Now, as I told you that you, the single person, one person, that one was listening to us was one, it is one person. So listeners can be more again. As speakers can be more, likewise listeners can be more. So it is also you. Number more than two, that is the plural form of that. Singular is you, as well as plural is also you. Then in third person, we are talking about the third person. He is not a speaker, he is not a listener, or about the third party we are talking about. He, it might be the woman or any lady, that any girl, in that way she is there, and it, the baby or something else. Those are third person singular, as we are talking about the third party, as we are talking about third party, speaker, listener, and the third. So in third party we can talk about more than one, two. For that we use they, and they is the plural pronoun for third person plural. Let me revise this one once again, little bit complicated one, so don't be so much worried about that. As the speaker can be one, it is first person singular. I will write here first person singular. And sometimes speakers can be more, that is we, first person plural, more than one, you know it, that more than one we consider as the plural. Second person singular, it is the listener. I told you who is the listener, and it is second person plural. Second person plural. Here we are again, likewise third person. Here are the singulars. Third person, the plural are the they. So it is important in the tense forms, because verb must agree with the tense and the number, in the tense and the number. So the rules of the grammar, those are determining all these types of the pronouns, and whether as per their application used in the sentence, we have to change few of the auxiliary verbs. So let us continue with this similar word now. As we have seen, I write a letter, like that only, using you we can make the sentence like this only. You, simply put you here. If you are removing you, that will be you write a letter. You write a letter. Then in negative sense, we will see here, in negative sense, you do not write a letter. Simply put you here, second person, you write a letter in which you do not write a letter. So here it comes do here. Now only the way to keep into the mind is that differentiation between do and does. So only he, she, it, any person's name or anything else, at that time we can say that we have to use does. Now putting the another one, if we put we here, we write a letter, it will be just like it only, and the negative will be we do not write a letter. It means there is no any problem using the do with the I, with the we, with you. It might be singular or the plural, but now it's turn off this he, she, it. How it differs? How it differs with the simple present tense? That is what the intention of taking this sentence for your clarification. Let us see then. We have to say that, use that third person singular he. Now if I write he, write a letter, it will be the wrong as per the grammar rules, because here he, she, it, those are the third person, he, she, it are the third person, there comes does here, we have to put yes or yes for the verb, and now he writes a letter is the correct sentence for the present tense. Similarly the negative one, he does not write a letter. He does not write a letter. Only one thing we have to keep here into the mind, that is we have taken does as the common. Please do not repeat suffix yes or es once again, as we have taken that we identified because of this yes suffix. Yes suffix is there, that is taken common, we have taken that is out, and once again if we are putting yes here also, here too, then it will be the grammatically wrong sentence pattern. So please keep it into the mind, he does not write a letter. Similarly about any person's name, for example Rama writes a letter, Rama does not write a letter. So here instead of using do, we are using does. So it was all about the simple present tense and its use, do and does. Here the intention of revising this topic is that the complications regarding 12 types at a time. At a time, sometimes it can be complicated to deal with all these auxiliary verbs, and that's why we are here to repeat this lecture once again to practice more that concepts regarding the tenses easily we can solve it. Here in continuous present tense, as there is am, is, are, we have seen it before, am, is, are, then the verbs ing form, as I told, the word continuous or progressive comes there, we have to put the ing form to the verb, and similarly the sentences dealing with pronoun, how those changes, I, first person singular, you, it might be singular plural, it's okay, then we, they, he, she, it, these are the pronouns and its use of sentence starting from the I. If it is I drive a car. It will be the simple present tense. As it is continuous, we have to use put am here. I am, and here as is continuous ing form, I am driving a car. Here is your example of continuous present tense. At a moment, the process, the action is going on. It is I am driving a car. Similarly, you, it is always considered as plural in the sense. So you are, am after I only, we know it better. We is plural, definitely are. Here is also the plural, and here is see it. We can use is. And the example using you will be like that. You are driving a car. Then similarly, we are driving a car, they are driving a car. And if it is about third person singular, he is driving a car. I think taking the examples of these all, you may understand it better. In present continuous, is used for singular pronouns, are is used for the plural one. Okay, next, perfect present tense. In perfect present tense, we use perfect present tense. We use have, has. So that have, has, and the sentences based on have, has, it's a differentiation, and that we will carry on in the next lecture. So here I would like to stop it here. Thank you. Watering the plants, it will remain same. It is I have watered the plant. Just now action has been completed. In that way, have, it's already clear, but few of them can have problem of using has. In that has, we say that third person singular, he, she, it. It might be the name of any person also, any girl, lady, woman, or a baby. He, she, it. At that time, we use has. It is an exception for third person singulars. We use has there. So let us see that someone has already completed the process of watering plants. At that time, what we will say then? It will be like this. He has watered the plant. This is the way to identify the auxiliary verb or the helping verb. With the help of them, we can relate the tense form of the subject. And fourth one is similarly just like this only, perfect continuous present tense. Let's move towards that then. It is perfect continuous present